Okay, so this is going to be a lesson on how to solo over theme from the bottom. Now I'm going to show you the video of me just playing in a couple seconds, but I want to discuss. We're going to be using what I call the savory method of learning how to solo. And theme from the bottom, if you ever caught one live in concert at a Phish concert, it's awesome. They take it to these epic levels, and we're going to start like at the ground floor. Some of you might know this, some of you might not, but it is really worth a look because this is the seed of how guitar playing and improvisation really works and where your mind needs to be. So here comes the video again. This is called the savory method. Check it out if you like it. Great. If not, I'll see you later, and I'll meet you on the other side, and we'll discuss how it is done. Boom. Bye. Yeah. Okay. One more thing. I'm going to be using just one little section of the guitar. Okay, so when you watch the video, you know, if you're expecting me to be like, we're not doing that right now. We're learning like how it works. So just a little caveat, like I'm just gonna be one little section of the guitar, so my notes are limited. It does sound good, but one little tiny section. Here it comes. Okay, so here we are with what's going on theme from the bottom. First and foremost, your chord progression. Okay, chord progression is D, boom, 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 ba, to the C. I'm using a C at 9 to the G, and then a D. Over and over again. 1, 2, ready, again. So D, ba, 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 boom, ba, and a C, ba, and a G, ba, and a D. All right, and it's very important that you understand. You got to hear that in your head, okay? You got to know that in your head. You got to hear it in their head because Trey Anastasio and the members of Phish wrote that song. So at every single moment that they are on that stage, they're very conscious of what is being played. Trust me, like if you're in a Phish concert and then you can do like a Zach Morris like freeze, right? And then you go up to them and be like, "What chord are you on?" And be like, "We're on the D chord." Okay, so you really need to be very, very conscious of the chords you're on. Next, what key are we in? And we have a whole big section coming about really understanding music theory, and I don't want to bore you that much, but anyway, what key are we in? We're in the key of G. Okay, we're in the key of G. And a lot of people will be like, well, this is D Mixolydian. And I say, yeah, so what? But it's really the key of G. D Mixolydian is a subset or a mode. We'll get into that too. But key of G, okay, it's the master key. So G, C, and D is the 1, 4, and 5 in G. So here we go. So, we're going to be using a G major scale. Now, because I will admit, you know, because the song starts on the D of the GCD, we can say that this is a D Mixolydian scale, but for all intents and purposes, it's a G major. So, G major scale, 12th fret, really feels just like an E minor. 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 11, 12, 14, 12, 13, 15, 12, 14, 15. An E minor scale is a G major scale. So that's it. There you go. So that's a G major scale. The root note's not here. It's just here. Okay, same scale. Okay, so that's the G major scale. The end. Bye. Oh, just kidding. Here we go. Okay. So in this scale, we're discussing, before you begin, we're discussing what I call the savory method. I have a method that I call the sweet method. This is the savory method. This is usually where Trey starts off because he doesn't want to come in like full blast. He comes in very gently. I should edit this, but he comes in with a limited type sound and then kind of opens up, okay? But let's talk. In this G major scale, it has every note in the key of G, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And again, you don't really have to know this, just follow it loosely, okay? So, so G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Strike that. Follow me right now. Okay, so G, we're gonna start on this, okay? Here's your E, okay? F sharp, but really G, home, 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 okay? G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Pause this, rewind it, and get that down. And I mean like really get it down. I'm not gonna write it down. You can write it down. I'm not gonna write it down for you. I really don't like when I put pictures up here like that. I don't like that. Who knows? I might do that in future videos, but I just don't like it. You as a student or as a person learning really needs to take responsibility in memorizing that and knowing it. So pause the video. Welcome back. Okay, so now that you have the notes of that scale down, let's just discuss what's happening. We have a D chord. Okay, cool. So in this scale, the best thing to do when you hit the D chord, start on the D. And then when you go to the C, hit the C. And then when you go to the G, go to the G. And when it goes back to the D, now you can start that simply. This is about placing the right note on the chord. So we have D, ba, ba, boom, boom, ba, C, ooh, G, back to D. Let's try that one more time without me always messing up. You're gonna, okay, 1, 2, ready, D. So it's D, ba, ba, boom, boom, ba, and C, ba, and G, ba, 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 D. Now, right now, what you want to try doing is, you all either have an iPhone or some sort of Android or a computer. You don't need looping pedals anymore. Create your own backing track. Either just record it on voice recorder of playing D, C, and G, or if you want to get fancy on the GarageBand or whatever you have. But make your own backing track. If you want to look one up, fine. But all you need to do right now is sew those three notes. D, boom, ba, boom, C, and G, ba, 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 and you sew them into the fabric of the G major scale. Okay, so all I was doing was pretending the band was playing, listening in my head to where the chord was, just like the band does. They don't need to pretend though, but they know where the chord is, and when they hit the chord D, they play the D. Ba, boom, 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 boom. C, ba, 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 boom, ba. D, G, sorry, and back to the D. And that's usually how Trey starts off, not with those three notes, but with the concept. So now let's just keep on talking. So we have a, let's see, a D here, and then a C here, and a G here, and back to a D. So it's D, C, G, D. So mess around now with those. Again, pause the video, turn your backing track on. So the chord changes together with the scale. So you have, sorry, that was actually good. D, C, G, D. All right, so now you get the idea, okay? Learn the names of the notes of the scale and then apply them to the chords. But we have one more thing to do, okay? The savory method, which, and again, I coined this term, so maybe, you know, in 18 years it'll be added to the dictionary. Okay, so in this quote-unquote savory method, we use the master scale, which is the major scale, G major scale, and we highlight the chord changes. That's like where it starts. But more importantly, that root note gets really old and overused. So we got to use the next best thing. So I'll show you the secret, okay? We have a D major chord, a C major chord, and a G major chord. And the key is in the name that I am, saying. D major, okay? That major, what makes it major, if I'm playing the 15th fret of the D, if I'm playing the 15th fret of the B string, which is a D, the note that makes this a major chord is this F sharp here. If you picture a D chord, that note makes the D chord major. And when I go to a C chord, here's my C, that note, the 12th fret, the E, these are all in the scale, okay? They're not new notes, okay? So instead of playing D, we can play the F sharp. Instead of playing the C, we can play the E. And instead of playing the G, the major third of the G is the B. Okay, so now, oh, look at my light flickering. Ghost. That was crazy. Don't do that. It scared me. All right, so D, that's the guitar gods getting angry, giving their secrets away. C, sorry, oh my gosh, F sharp, E, And B can be substituted for the chords. Can be played on top of the chords we play for. So for the D, you can play F sharp. For the C chord, you can play your E. These are all the major thirds. It's what makes the chord major. And B for the G. So if I'm playing D, C, sorry, can't see, G, back to D. Now that you know what's going on, play the major thirds. Here we go. Okay? Now, this video is going to be so long, and I apologize, but here's the real deal. You have a chord progression, and on top of it, you have a scale in which fits on top of this chord progression. You can't flop around like it. You can't just close your eyes and plug into a guitar god. Again, he don't exist, all right? Chord progression, scale on top, and what you're doing is you are highlighting the chord changes with the special notes that are in the scale. And this is like rule number 1 of improvisation, is understanding your chord progression and the scales to put on top of it. All right, so you can rewind. If you want to write this stuff down so you have it, that's fine. You can ask me questions underneath in comments. Like, please comment. I want to hear what you have to say. If it's right, if it's wrong, if you don't know, it's important. So you want to use the D's, C's, and G's to highlight the D chord, C chord, and G chord change. And if you want to add a little pizzazz, you hit the F sharp on the D, you hit the E on the C, and you hit the B on the G. And you hit it at the right time, and when you hit it, boom, you just keep going. You just keep going. And then the next chord change, boom. Do yourself a favor. Go listen to a live version of Theme from the Bottom. Listen to him solo this section. You'll hear it quite clearly. Now, he's doing a lot more than what we're doing, but again, this is the seed, and you'll hear it. I promise. That's it, right? I hope I got everything done. You know, I don't use, like I said, no notes, no like charts, no things here. All the concepts that should make sense. So if you want to, rewind it again, watch it, use it, and most importantly, find the joy in the fact that it works. Okay? It really, really does. I just want to talk more. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. How could I forget? Subscribe. Seriously, I'm launching tons of videos on how to solo like Trey, Jerry, Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, but I meant Jimmy Page. And how to make the guitar work. I'm tired now, but subscribe, ask the questions, comment, please, because I love it and I love teaching. So I'll see you soon with another video that hopefully explains and demystifies these mysteries that have surrounded us. Officially, bye-bye.